Haven Cal Car Queries, Orange County Casa, Hoosier Hills Credit Union, Hoosier Hardware, Paoli Health and Living Community, by Jeremy Payton, Edward Jones, Orange County REMC, and Orange County Fiber. In Focus Eye Care, Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, Springs Valley Bank and Trust Company, by Summers Seamless Guttering, and Orange County Community Foundation.
Where you throw the records out the window as the Paoli Rams and Orleans Bulldogs face off at Patton Field. It's softball play tonight. Two young teams trying to get the upper hand here after 4 weeks of the regular season. Been tough going for both of these ball clubs. The Dogs are 3-5 overall, 0-2 in conference play. The Rams enter tonight's game 1-4 and 0-1 in PLAC play. Good afternoon from Patton Field at Orleans Junior Senior High School. I'm Dave Dedrick. It's time now for Lady Rams and Lady Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3, streaming live on WUME953.com, and ask Alexa to play Mix 95.3 WUME. Orleans Bulldogs coming off a tough road loss last night to the hands of the Mitchell Blue Jackets at Parker Field, falling last night 5-4, but had chances late in the game. In fact, the 13 base runners stranded in that contest in that one-run loss. While for the Rams, they've just had one game so far this week as they fell to North Harrison in Ramsey 15-5 on a Tuesday night. The Rams have now dropped 4 in a row and look to get back on the winning track here tonight. For the Orleans Bulldogs, it was Izzy Rutherford last night, had a big game, both pitching as well as hitting, but not enough to lift her team to victory. While for the Rams, Sophia Smith was cooking here late despite the team's loss. She was 1 for 2 in that North Harrison game with an RBI, and Terriana Burkhead was another key player getting on base, and all three of her plate appearances with 1 stolen base and 1 RBI in that loss. The Rams and the Bulldogs, a big game in conference play because they need to pick up a win here, as both still looking for that first victory in conference play here. An evening where we've got a mix of sunshine and clouds, a very breezy night as well. The wind blowing from left to right here at Patton Field, and we'll see if that does have an impact on today's ball game as we get ready to take a look at the starting lineups here this afternoon. First of all, for the visiting Paoli Rams and the homestanding Orleans Bulldogs, our lineups brought to you by Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James. Leading it off for the Rams, the pitcher, Jada Smith. Hitting second in left field is Sophia Smith. Hitting third, the first baseman, Alyssa Jones. The cleanup spots, the third baseman, Terriana Burkhead. Hitting fifth in right field, Tori Patton. The sixth spot is the shortstop, Charlie Ashley. Hitting seventh, playing second base, Graceland Hall. The designated player, Natalie Patton, will be hitting in the eighth spot, and in the ninth spot will be the catcher, Isabel Apple, as Patton will be hitting for Amber Pennington. Now for the homestanding Orleans Bulldogs tonight. Leading it off will be their shortstop, Ella Owens. Hitting second in center field, Elizabeth Mahan. Hitting third in pitching, Izzy Rutherford. The cleanup batter is the catcher, Chelsea Ralph. In the fifth spot, the designated player, that being Olivia Ralph. Hitting sixth at first base, Emma Dilly. The seventh spot belongs to the right fielder, Avery Morse. Hitting eighth at second base is Zoe Walters. And then the ninth spot is the third baseman, Lila Cheatham, who is nursing a knee injury. She will be there, and the flex player will be your left fielder, Emberly Burton. Again, Ralph will be hitting for her in the lineup here tonight for the Orleans Bulldogs. We'll have our first pitch. When we return to Patton Field, you're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Looking for a bank that actually puts you first? Then it's time to meet Springs Valley Bank and Trust Company, where banking feels a little more human. Whether you're saving for a rainy day, chasing your first home, or planning that someday retirement dream, we've got your back every step of the way. Enjoy personal service, local decisions, and real people who care about your goals. Stop by your local Springs Valley Banking Center or visit us online at svbt.bank to get you started. Loyal to you, your family, and your future. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tired of slow internet and weak Wi-Fi? Get connected with Orange County Fiber, your local reliable fiber internet service. With powerful parental controls, device prioritization, and built-in cybersecurity, your whole family can browse, stream, and game with confidence. And that's not all. Some plans even include indoor and outdoor cameras or video doorbells for extra peace of mind. Call Orange County Fiber at 812-865-2229. Fast, safe, and smart internet for your home or business.
Looking to make a difference? Team OC's Youth Mentoring Program is here to help kids in Orange County reach their full potential. Our mission to expand child's possibilities through a community-wide mentoring program for kids 7 to 17. We provide support, guidance, and a caring adult to lean on. You can be a part of their journey. Become a mentor or make a donation. Join us at 262 West Court Street, Paoli, or visit teamocmentoring.org. Questions? Call Executive Director Priscilla Woodrum at 812-653-0288. Team OC, expanding possibilities one child at a time.
We mentioned in the open both teams have struggled. This would be a big win for either ball club here tonight between Orleans and Paoli. On the mound will be Izzy Rutherford. Rutherford will be standing in there, the right-handed pitcher. 41 strikeouts, 4 walks, so a great strikeout-to-walk ratio for the right-handed senior. Only 1-3, though, on the year, 5.31 ERA, and again, she suffered that tough loss last night at Mitchell. She's pitched 27.2 innings, given up 41 hits, 30 runs, 21 of them have been earned here. As she'll face a team from Paoli that has played well, at least at the plate this evening, as they come in with a team average of 367. So hopefully the Rams can use some magic out of those bats here this afternoon and be able to score some runs. And both teams' coaches, Will Owens for Orleans, Brandy Dillard from Paoli, they are young and, of course, inexperienced, and they've been able to move and have to move some players around to adjust to get those spots filled in. And right now for both teams, just a learning curve that they're going to try and quickly get above to be ready for postseason play come the end of May. 7 players in new positions for the Bulldogs out in the field will set that defense for you as Jada Smith gets ready to step in here for the Rams. Sophomore hitting .667 on the year. She'll step in from the right side as Rutherford gets ready. A curveball, screwball, and the first pitch is fouled up, and it is going to be caught near the end of the dugout. So 1 pitch and 1 out as Smith just got it off the end of the bat, and that'll be out number 1 of the ball game. Also, Izzy will have a fastball, a rise, a drop, and a changeup. So she's got a big repertoire that she can throw there. The right-hander stepping in the circle this afternoon. Sophia Smith steps up, the sophomore, hitting a left fielder. She's hitting .333 on the year, also the lefty, and she walks up at that one and looks at it outside for ball 1. We talked about the other night at Mitchell. A lot of these Ram hitters like to start in the batter's box and then just take that step forward, a little running swing if they can just slap it and put it in play. This one's bunted in the air, fielded by Rutherford. Quick throw over to first. Oh, and it goes off the mid of the first baseman. That's Dilly. It goes out in the right field, and Smith, she's being urged to come around, and she finally gets the signal and will be over at third base. So a double error that time for the Orleans Bulldogs, not what they needed. And Coach Will Owens said that has been a problem. So there'll be an error on 3 and an E on 9, and that'll put a runner over at third base for the Rams with 1 out for Alyssa Jones to do some damage here. Jones, a sophomore, hitting first baseman for the Rams, coming in with 6 RBIs, tied for the lead in that point. She would love to pick up number 7 here early. First pitch is hit down the right field line. That's going to fall in for a base hit, and that'll bring in the first run of the ball game, and the Rams are quickly out by a score of 1-0 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Single and an RBI for Alyssa Jones as they have come out hitting on those first pitches, and that'll bring up Tariana Burkhead to the plate. So see if the Rams able to take advantage here of this early 1-0 lead on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Rutherford, as we mentioned, coming in 1-3 on the year. She looks at that first pitch. It's going to be a foul ball off the screen for strike 1 to Tariana Burkhead. Hitting .714 on the year is the senior, so she steps in from the right side, looks at the next fastball high and outside for ball 1. Jones down at second base, 1 run already in for the Rams, 1 out in the inning here in the top half of the first. Haley trying to get a crooked number up here early, swing and a miss by Burkhead, and there goes the runner. Jones, can she get there? She slides right into the tag, and they're going to say that she got her arm in there ahead of that tag. So Jones, a delayed steal, will be down at third base for the Rams. Tariana Burkhead behind in the count now, and a chance to drive in the second run. Steps in from that right side. The pitch on the way. Little check swing. Did she go? Yes, she did. Could not hold up, and that will be a big out. That'll be out number 2 of the inning, and for Rutherford, that will be strikeout number 1. The Rams already here in this inning have picked up 1 run. Let's see if they can add more. This one's hit right out in front of the plate off the bat of Torrey Patton, the right fielder. As Patton will behind in the count now at 0-1. Runner down at third base for the Rams, their first baseman, Alyssa Jones, and a bunt attempt by Patton. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, 1 on. Rams already lead at 1-0. Izzy Rutherford trying to pitch out of some trouble here for the homestanding Bulldogs in the circle. There's a fastball taken at the knees for strike 2. Patton got to be very selective at the plate, but yet aggressive as well. She steps in from that left side, stands deep in the batter's box. Rutherford gets the sign from the dugout, the wind in the pitch, and it's bunted down the third base side. Fielded there quickly by Cheatham. Her throw across the diamond. No, not in time. And Patton, with the good hustle, is able to beat it out, and that'll give the Rams another run as they will make it now a 2-0 ball game on the infield single by Torrey Patton. Keep the inning alive, and that was a nice hit there, but a really great run by Patton down the baseline to really pick them up and put them down to get their head of the throw. And the next batter for the Rams is the freshman shortstop, Charlie Ashley, as she looks at the first one at the knees for strike 1. Ashley hitting .250 on the season. Steps in from the right side, looks at the next one. It sails high and outside. The count goes to 1-1. Torrey Patton on at first base. Got there with that infield single to drive in the second run of the ball game here for the Rams. The wind in the pitch by Rutherford, swing and a miss, and a bluff going down is Patton, but she holds up. And the count now at 2 balls and a strike to Charlie Ashley. Ashley backs out of the batter's box now, steps back in. The wind in the pitch, and it's a fastball taken, and that'll be strike 3, and that'll bring the inning to a close. But the Rams do some damage here in the top half of the first, as they're able to pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 1 base runner on, and there were 2 costly Bulldog errors. At the end of a half inning on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James Scoreboard, Rams up 2-0. You're listening to Rams Softball on Mix 95.3.
Sleep better knowing your home is protected. Imagine rainstorms rolling in, and you at peace knowing your home is protected by the best in the business. Join hundreds of Indiana homeowners who trust Summers Seamless Guttering. Your fully insured local experts in gutter installation, gutter cleaning, and gutter guard protection. Whether it's a new construction or time to replace your old leaky gutters, we have you covered. Our American-made seamless gutters are custom cut on-site, backed by multiple warranties for your peace of mind, installed by local experts who treat your home like their own. Love your home? Protect it properly. Choose Summers Seamless Gutters today and enjoy peace of mind all year round. Contact us now because the best protection starts at the top. Don't let rain damage cost you thousands in repairs. For a free estimate on any gutter service, call 812-620-4762 today. That's 812-620-4762. Summers Seamless Guttering, protecting Hoosier homes 1 gutter at a time.
Rams lead it 2-0 as the Bulldogs get their first crack at it here on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James Scoreboard. And here tonight, Jada Smith will face the top 3 here to start things off. That'll be Ella Owens, the shortstop, Elizabeth Mahan, the center fielder, and Izzy Rutherford, the pitcher for the Orleans Bulldogs. Rams defense tonight, Izzy Apple behind the plate, Alyssa Jones at first base, Graceland Hall at second, Charlie Ashley at short, Terriana Burkhead at third. Owen steps in, the sophomore, hitting .250 on the year, a right-handed hitter. We'll also see her do some pitching as well here tonight. The wind, the first pitch from Smith is a strike at the knees for strike 1. So a good start there by Jada. Sophia Smith out in left, Amber Pennington in center. Torrey Patton, the right fielder for the Rams on the defense here this afternoon at Patton Field. Strike 1 pitch is fouled back off the screen. And quickly out in front is the pitcher Jada Smith at 0-2. The Bulldogs coming in here. Again, they have struggled to score some runs, but they just have had some bad luck. At least they get runs on, but they just can't get them in. So that seems to be a familiar theme for both teams here today. This one is in the dirt, and it hits Owens in the leg, and that means Ella will be on as she is hit by a pitch. And she will be the first base runner of the afternoon here today for the Orleans Bulldogs. So Smith puts the first base runner on as she steps in. And the first pitch to the second hitter, Elizabeth Mahan, is high and outside for ball one. Elizabeth, senior, hitting .308 with 4 RBIs on the year. As Owens, your base runner, down at first for Orleans. In the circle, Jada Smith, the wide, and the pitch took a little bit off of it, and Mahan just got a piece of it, fouls it back to the screen. The count goes to 1-1. Jada Smith here trying to nurse this 2-0 lead, see if she can keep it where it is. And this one's bunted, but it's going to be foul, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Coach Will Owens trying to move those base runners around if he can. Daughter Ella on at first base. 2-0 ball game. Rams lead it here early on in the bottom of the first. Count 1-2 on Mahan. Jada with the wind, and the next pitch took again something off of that one. It just got it off the hands, did Mahan. It goes back out of play for strike 2. It remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Smith looks into the dugout, has the sign, ready to go. Owens on at first, takes up. There's a swing and a miss on a high fastball, and that'll be out number 1, and strikeout number 1 recorded here today by Jada Smith. So Smith able to get a big out right there for her team. Picks up her first strikeout of the ball game as well. Runner down at first base, but 1 out in the inning. First pitch to the next pitcher is Izzy Rutherford. There's a throw down the first, gets away from the first baseman. Out into right field, Patton gets it back into the infield. She overthrows the second baseman, and Owens will be at third on a couple of costly Ram errors there. As Owens, the Rams tried to pick her off, and was an error on the first baseman and an error there on the right fielder, and that puts a runner over at third for the Orleans Bulldogs as Bailey returns the favor with those 2 errors like Orleans had in the top half of the inning. The next pitch to Rutherford sails high, and the count now is 2-0. Izzy coming into today's game hitting .522 with 7 RBIs to her credit. Stands in from the right side and pitching again today. She takes one high and inside, and the count goes to 3-0 as Smith being very careful with Rutherford, but she's got another big hitter to worry about in Chelsea Ralph on deck. Jada Smith put the 3-0 pitch on the way. There's a fastball right down central for strike 1. Rutherford taking all the way. Owens is on at first base. There's 1 out. She was hit by a pitch, and then on the pickoff attempt at first base, 2 errors moved her around to third. In the meantime, Mahan struck out. The next pitch is inside, and that'll be a 1-out walk issued to Izzy Rutherford. First walk of the day for Jada Smith. And to the plate will be Chelsea Ralph, the junior. Ralph hitting .440 on the year, 3 home runs and 13 RBIs to her credit, catching here this afternoon. Tying runs are on the base here for the Bulldogs as the Rams lead at 2-0. First pitch is inside and low, and there going down the second is Rutherford uncontested, and that will put 2 base runners in scoring position here for the Orleans Bulldogs. Big spot for the catcher, Chelsea Ralph. Ralph catching today in place of Cheatham. Lila's nursing a knee injury, so they moved her down to third today. There's an off-speed pitch that is taken for a strike at the letters for strike 1. 1-1 to Chelsea Ralph. 2 on, 1 out here for the Dogs. Rams lead it by a score of 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Smith's next delivery again, fastball that sails inside, and the count goes to 2-1. And Apple's throw down to third gets away again, and that will allow a run to score. Paoli just having all kinds of issues here, and that's going to be the 3rd error of the ball game, and that will put the first run on the board here for the Orleans Bulldogs, making it now a 2-1 ball game. So Rams their own worst enemy here in the first. Next pitch sailed high all the way back to the screen, a wild pitch, and that will move Rutherford down to third base. She's the tying run here with one out in the inning for the Bulldogs, who have come back to almost tie up this ball game. The tying run is down at third base. Only one out in the inning. The count 3-1. The next pitch is going to be inside to Chelsea Ralph, and that's going to be back-to-back walks issued by Smith, and that will put runners at the corners. And to the plate will be the designated player, Olivia Ralph, a senior, hitting .227 on the year. Getting past if you can get by these first 4 or 5 hitters without any damage, well, where the Rams might be able to get something done. They have struggled in the bottom part of the order, and going down the second uncontested is Chelsea Ralph. Another stolen base here in this inning. So Ralph in scoring position as well. She's the go-ahead run. Olivia Ralph with a big opportunity here, standing in from the right side, the senior. The next pitch on the way, and it's going to be taken for a strike at the letters, and that makes the count now at 0-2. Well, actually, 1-1 should be the count. As we look to see if the umpire will give us a signal, he's going to wait. Smith's next delivery is hit on the ground. Third baseman Burkhead looks back to runner, throws the first, gets that out, but that will allow the second run of the game to come in as Izzy Rutherford will tie up this ball game at 2-2 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James as Olivia Ralph rounds out 5-3. That'll be out number 2, and it moves Chelsea Ralph over to third base now with 2 outs in the innings as the Bulldogs have tied up this ball game. And that'll be Emma Dilley to the plate, the first baseman here for the Bulldogs, the junior, hitting .160 on the year, the wind and the pitch. And this one's a bit inside for ball 1. So Dilley had in the count 1-0. Chelsea Ralph down at third base for the Bulldogs with 2 outs in a 2-2 ball game. Both teams have been able to score some runs here in this first inning tonight. The wind and the pitch, and that's going to be a strike taken for strike 1. Coming into this ball game, the Rams average 8.5 runs per contest. The Bulldogs just under 7 runs per ball game. Dilley at the plate, right-handed hitting first baseman. The next pitch on the way, a little check swing, but it's going to be a strike anyway, and the count goes to 1-2. Jada Smith trying to close out this inning without any further damage. Bulldogs have a runner on at third and 2 outs in the inning. Smith ahead in the count, and the 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and that will end the inning for the Orleans Bulldogs, but they are able to come up with 2 runs in the inning, only on 1 base hit. They leave 1 base runner on, and the Rams have 3 costly errors. At the end of 1, it's 1-1. Or 2-2, excuse me. You're listening to Rams Softball on Mix 95.3.
Invest where it matters most, in the people and the potential of Orange County. Over the last decade, through the power of giving, the Orange County Community Foundation has helped thousands achieve their dreams, distributing numerous dollars in scholarships and grants from endowed funds. And we're just getting started. Scholarship applications will open soon, giving Orange County students the chance to unlock new opportunities, realize their full potential, and leave their mark on the world. Plus, be on the lookout for details on our unrestricted grants program, empowering local nonprofits to continue their philanthropic work and address the most pressing needs in our community. In 2024 alone, this grant cycle poured over $85,000 into our community, supporting many programs. Looking to make a lasting difference? Start a fund with us today and create a legacy that grows year after year. Call us at 812-723-4150 because your generosity shapes tomorrow. Together, we're building a better community. One scholarship, one grant, one legacy at a time.
There's 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Rams here as we move on to the top half of the second inning at Patton Field at Orleans High School. 2-2 is our score on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Grayson Hall, the Rams freshman second baseman again. Rams young up the middle with freshmen at both second and short here this season. Grayson will step in from the right side, hitting .250, and looks at the first one outside for ball 1. Rams picked up a couple of runs on just that one, on a couple of hits, I should say, in the first inning. Swing and a miss by Hall on the next one, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Oh, next to sunny clouds, a very pleasant afternoon here. A breeze, as we mentioned, blowing almost from third to first, sometimes straight out the center. There's a swing and a miss by Hall on the next one, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Raceland checks out. Coach Randy Dillard comes down trying to give some adjustments. She told me before the game, said, we just got to make some minor adjustments at the plate here when we face different types of pitchers. And she said, hard to do with the young, inexperienced team. And swing and a miss on the next one, and that'll be strike 3 and out number 1 of the inning. And strikeout number 3 recorded by Rutherford. As we mentioned, Izzy coming in with a 41 strikeouts in the season, now make it 44 with only 4 walks. And to the plate will be the designated player, that being Natalie Patton, seeing her first plate appearance of the season. And she looks at the first one for ball 1. She will hit for the center fielder, Amber Pennington, here this afternoon. The 1-0 pitch, a fastball, and that one's going to be a strike at the knees. And the count to Natalie is 1-1. Bases are empty, 1 out here in the inning. And it's 2-2 in the top of the second. Rams and the Bulldogs going at it in softball play today. There's a strike at the knees as Patton looks at that one and falls behind in the count now at 1-2. Could be a split game here for Bulldog pitching with Rutherford getting to start. Expect to see Ella Owens after 3, maybe 4 innings. Swing and a miss. That time swinging late, and there's quickly 2 up and 2 down. And strikeout number 4 recorded by Rutherford. And that'll bring up the Rams catcher, Isabel Apple, to the plate. Izzy hitting .250 on the year, the freshman. Again, real young, as we mentioned, up the middle, with the 2 at second and short being freshmen, and a freshman behind the plate, and a sophomore pitcher. And Apple swings at the first one and comes up empty for strike 1. In fact, Rutherford has struck out the last 3 hitters and the last 4 out of 5, and a swing and a miss by Apple on the next one. She falls behind in the count now at 0-2. Rutherford looks down at the card on her sleeves, and there's a strike called as Apple goes down looking. So it's 3 up and 3 down, 3 strikeouts in the inning. There were no runs, no hits, nobody left on, no Bulldog errors. We'll go to the bottom of the second at Patton Field on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard, and it is 2-2. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Cave Quarries Incorporated and Calcar Quarries, dealers of agricultural lime, crushed stone, sand, hot and mixed asphalt materials, and asphalt paving, invite you to visit one of their 2 locations. Cave Quarries, located 3 miles west of Paoli on State Road 56, and Calcar Quarries, located 2 miles east of Paoli on Highway 150. Phone 936-4923 for Cave Quarries Incorporated and 723-2109 for Calcar Quarries. Services you can count on. Quality guaranteed.
Are you looking for top quality crushed stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. At Davis Crushed Stone, they have been serving southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality crushed stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crushed Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
Ball game between the Rams and the Bulldogs here on Patton Softball Field at Orleans High School. Actually, we're right next to the elementary school, out on 337, as Paoli now out in the field, and Jada Smith back in the circle to hit, I should say face hitter 7, 8, 9. Hopefully doesn't hit anybody. And the first pitch to the leadoff hitter is Avery Morris, the right fielder, for strike 1. Morris coming in, hitting .067 on the year. Steps in from the right side. The wind and the pitch, and this one's fouled off. Nope, yeah, it's going to stay in fair territory. Smith fields it, throws it across the diamond. As Jada just kind of hesitated like I did, thinking that was going to go out of play, but when it hit the dirt, it just started spinning around and stayed and kicked back in fair territory. Luckily, she got over there, made a nice play for out number 1. It's 1-3 in the scorebook, and that'll bring up to the plate Zoe Walters, the second baseman. Walters, a young freshman, looking for her first hit of the season, will step in from the right side. 1 out, nobody on here for the Dogs in the bottom of the second. First pitch is going to be a strike at the knees by Jada Smith to Zoe Walters for strike one. Good to see Jada get ahead of these hitters. Working on the bottom part of the order in a tie ball game. Strike one pitch on the way. Oh, she took just a little bit off of that one. Good eye by Walters to not go swinging at that one. And the count goes to 1-1. Straight away in the outfield, they're shortened up in left and center fields for the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Jada ready to wheel and deal, brings it home, the right-hander, and the next pitch is going to be high for ball 2, 2-1. Burkhead at third. Ashley at short. All at second, and Jones here at first for the Rams near our location for broadcasting here today just outside the Bulldogs dugout. And there's a strike at the knees for 2-2. Done a lot of work here at Patton Field as new dugouts, new fencing all the way around. Got it in great shape here. Just bring your chair. They've got a few bleachers, a nice spot to watch the game. 2-2 pitch is an off-speed pitch, but it sails too low, and the count goes full at 3-2. First full count today for Jada Smith, coming in at ERA at 13.4. It's just over 19 innings coming into today's game. And this one's off the fifth. It hits in fair territory behind the bag, and that'll be a base hit off the bat of Zoe Walters, and that'll be her first base hit as she is able to find a hole up the middle. And for the Bulldogs, that will be here this afternoon, their second hit of the ball game. And to the plate will be Lila Cheatham, the third baseman. Lila dealing with a knee injury, got a heavy brace on her right knee, stands in from the right side. Sophomore hitting .333 on the year. Looks at the first one outside for ball one. Inning started off innocently enough with a little pop-up to the infield. And now the single up the middle, and it's Cheatham a chance to move the base runner on, and she fouls one off our way and almost came over. And it's going to land right by us here as the count goes to 1-1. We'll pitch it back into Ella, and she'll take care of it there and get things going. So Lila Cheatham will be at the plate with 1-1. So we mentioned we're close to the action here. 1-1 pitch is fouled back off the screen for strike two. Good cut by Cheatham as a nice placement on the inside was right about her hands. And the Rams pitcher, Jada Smith, has a count in her favor, 1-2. Walters on at first base. Cody Combs, the assistant coach right there for the Bulldogs, swing and fouled off the mask of Izzy Apple. The Rams catcher goes down as a strike. Izzy tracks it down. Really not a lot of room behind home plate in foul territory, so if a ball gets away, it really got to be very careful if you're out on the base pass here today. It's the time Apple goes in, and we'll talk to Jada Smith. I mean, maybe she felt she got crossed up that time, or she just might need a little break taking that one off the face mask. Either way, the count remains at 1-2 as the wind starts to pick up here. Jada Smith working the wide in the pitch, and this one's popped up out into left center field. Going over is Sophia Smith, a nice catch, ranging far to her left, and that'll be out number 2 of the inning. And that'll take us to the top of the order, Ella Owens. Owens was hit by a pitch her first time and then came around to score the first run of the ball game. 2 outs with the runner on at first for the Bulldogs in a 2-2 ball game. Jada Smith trying to work out of this inning without any runs coming across. Owens squares the bunt, pulls it back, and takes it outside. Here's the throw down to second. It overthrows out into center field. Here goes the runner. She bluffs. But a nice job by the center fielder, Amber Pennington, to back it up and quickly get the ball back in and not allowing the base runner, Walters, to advance any further. She'll be credited with a stolen base. She'll be down at second with 2 outs in the inning. Owen steps in, as we mentioned, coming in, hitting .250 on the season. And there's one off-speed pitch. And that one sails outside, and the count to Owens is 2 balls and no strikes. Go-ahead run for the Bulldogs. Walters down at second with 2 outs. Jada Smith trying to work out of some trouble here in the bottom of the second inning. The wind in the pitch, and this one's going to sail high in the count 3-0. So Owens yet to see one in the strike zone, at least so far here in this at-bat. as the count in her favor at 3-0. Walters at second base. Shaking off the first pitch of Smith, now winds and delivers as a fastball, but no, I thought it might be too far inside, but the official brings up a delayed call, and it's going to be 3-1. Elizabeth Mahan on deck here for the Bulldogs as the 3-1 pitch on the way. And this one's a line shot into right center field. That'll bring in the go-ahead run as Owens rounds second, and she will be held there. So a big two-out RBI single by Ella Owens for the Orleans Bulldogs, and that will give the Bulldogs their first lead of the afternoon as Walters able to come in from second, make it now a 3-2 ball game on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Third hit of the day for the Orleans Bulldogs as Jada Smith now works on Elizabeth Mahan. A quick throw down, and it goes over the head of the first baseman out into right field. And that's going to send Owens all the way over to third. Did they get it back in the infield? The Rams do, but it gets away from the pitcher. Owens does not dart down the third base line as the Rams again have complications with some errors, two of them, one on the catcher and another one on the right fielder. And all of a sudden, another run over for Orleans, and that's going to be 5 errors already here for the Rams. In an inning and 2/3, so not the way Coach Dillard wanted to see her defense play. There's a line shot out in the left through the hole. That's going to bring in another run, so Owens crosses the plate, and it'll be a 4-2 ball game in favor of the Orleans Bulldogs as Mahan, a strikeout victim in her first at bat, makes up for it here with a 2-out RBI single for Orleans. So the Bulldogs doing some damage here as they are able to get their bats going and keep the inning alive, and the pitch bounces in front of the plate, and going down to second base will be Mahan on the wild pitch. The Dogs got the Rams rattled here just a bit in this second inning, leading at 4-2, with 2 outs in the inning. Izzy Rutherford to the plate, the pitcher. She walked and came around to score in that first inning. Jada Smith with the wind in the pitch, took something off of it, hit to the shortstop, and Charlie Ashley's throw across the diamond in time to bring this inning to a close. But the Bulldogs able to come up in this ball game. They hit 2 more runs in the inning. They had a total of 3 base hits. They leave 1 base runner on, and there were 2 more Ram errors. At the end of 2 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard, Bulldogs lead it 4-2. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Looking for top-notch fuel that keeps your engine running smoothly? Pull into Riley Oil, your trusted supplier of marathon fuels. With convenient locations in Paoli, Orleans, and Hardinsburg, we've got you covered. Enjoy the ease of paying at the pump 24/7, or swing by Paoli where we'll pump the gas for you. Grab a snack and drink and be on your way with Riley Oil, fueling your journey every mile of the way.
Discover the convenience of Hoosier Hardware, now offering a comprehensive selection of ammunition for all your shooting needs. Located on 1st Street, 1 block from the square, we are your one-stop shop for plumbing, electrical, painting, mobile home parts, water heaters, and general hardware supplies. In addition to our extensive inventory, we fill propane tanks, providing you with a cost-effective solution. Visit us today or call 812-723-2708 to see why Hoosier Hardware stands out for quality and service in the community.
Top of the order here in the top of the third, Jada Smith, Sophia Smith, and Alyssa Jones. There's a slap ball that goes to the third baseman, knocked down by Cheatham, but she'll not get there in time. Probably going to be an error. She had that in her mitt and dropped it, but it was hard hit. But Smith gets on for the Paoli Rams, and that'll be the first error of the ball game here today for the Orleans Bulldogs. Actually, their second, as the Rams now have their leadoff runner on, and Sophia Smith will come to the plate. Smith steps up the bunt, took a cut at it. Here's a throw down to second. Jada able to slide in ahead of the throw, and she will be down at second with a stolen base. She'll be in scoring position now with nobody out. Sophia Smith got on with an error, 2 errors, in fact, on her play, and she came around to score the first run of the ball game. She's behind in the count now at 0-1. slaps it again. It's bunted up in the air. The catcher coming over, and a nice play by Chelsea Ralph to quickly locate that one. It was not up in the air very long, and that's a tough play to make. But she did a nice job, and that will be out number one on the foul out to the catcher. And that'll bring up Alyssa Jones to the plate. Alyssa had an RBI single and a run scored in the first inning of play. She's got another opportunity to drive in a run. Her first pitch is a fastball, fouled straight back off the screen for strike one. Smith got on with an error, stole second. Sophia Smith trying to bunt, popped it up in foul territory for the out. It's up now to Alyssa Jones to keep the inning alive, and she fouls another one straight back and out of play. And the count is 0-2. 4-2 is the score on the Sullivan Financial Consulting and Raymond James scoreboard. Bulldogs out in front. Rams jumped out 2-0. Dogs tied it with 2 in the first and added 2 more in the second. Rams trying to get back in it. The next pitch is a fastball low in the dirt for ball one. 1-2 the count. Izzy so far today has struck out 5 batters. She had a streak going there before Jada Smith able to snap that in the top of the inning. Next pitch is a fastball, beat foul at the plate, and it's going to roll foul down the third base line. And it will go down as a strike to Alyssa, which means she's going to have to make the big right-hand turn and come back to the batter's box after legging that one out down the first base side. 1-2 the count to the right-handed hitting Jones. Sophomore will step up. Big spot again here, steps way up in front of the batter's box. She looks at a fastball outside, and there goes Smith on the delayed steal. The throw is there. Do they get her? No. A great job of sliding under the tag that time. And Coach Will Owens will come out and ask if that might have the plate umpire might have had a better view of that. Sliding in there, Jada just barely. She got there at the same time the throw did, and she got underneath the tag. And that was going to be the reason that she is going to be called safe at third. So Coach Owens will ask the infield umpire out in the field to ask the home plate umpire if he had a better advantage of that particular play, sliding in. And I don't think we're going to change anything at all. No, we will not. And that'll be a stolen base, second of the game for Jada. And the count now at 2-2 to Alyssa Jones. Only one out. So Jones just got to put it in play here, see if the Rams can get another run. Swing and a miss on a fastball, going down swinging. Big out there for Rutherford. And for Izzy, that's going to be strikeout number 6 already in this ball game. And Terriata Burkhead, it'll be up to the Rams cleanup inner to keep this inning alive and going. Runner on at third with 2 outs. Burkhead struck out looking her first time to the plate. The wind, the first pitch is a fastball. It's got to be a strike at the knees for strike one. Izzy looks into the dugout to get the pitch that they would like for her to deliver and give that both to Ralph and Rutherford. The battery here for the Bulldogs fouled up and out of play again coming our way, and it's out of play, and the count goes to 0-2. Well, we've only been here 2 innings. We've had 2 of them right at us, so I don't know what that sign is. But anyway, they have to start wearing a mitt to the game if we stay here. 0-2 the count, though, on Terriana Burkhead. Rutherford 1 strike away from getting out of any further trouble. And this one's popped up out into right field, going back as the right fielder, and bringing it in is Avery Morris on a nice play. And that will be out number 3 of the inning for the Rams. As Paoli comes up, there were no runs, no hits, 1 base runner on, and 1 Bulldog error. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Bulldogs lead at 4-2. You're listening to Rams and Bulldog softball on Mix 95.3.
Invest where it matters most, in the people and the potential of Orange County. Over the last decade, through the power of giving, the Orange County Community Foundation has helped thousands achieve their dreams, distributing numerous dollars in scholarships and grants from endowed funds. And we're just getting started. Scholarship applications will open soon, giving Orange County students the chance to unlock new opportunities, realize their full potential, and leave their mark on the world. Plus, be on the lookout for details on our unrestricted grants program, empowering local nonprofits to continue their philanthropic work and address the most pressing needs in our community. In 2024 alone, this grant cycle poured over $85,000 into our community, supporting many programs. Looking to make a lasting difference? Start a fund with us today and create a legacy that grows year after year. Call us at 812-723-4150 because your generosity shapes tomorrow. Together, we're building a better community, one scholarship, one grant, one legacy at a time.
Bottom of the third rolls around for the Bulldogs, the middle part of their order. Hitters 4, 5, and 6 due up to face Jada Smith in a 4-2 ball game. Chelsea Ralph will lead it off, the catcher today for the Bulldogs. She pops one up, and it's going to come back and out of play for strike one. Bulldogs in their home white uniforms with black numerals. I mean, they're all white, just the Orleans across the front there, which will, Owen said, yeah, we might be white to start the game, but they'll probably be brown when it's all said and done afterwards. So we'll see how dirty up they get, as the next pitch is going to be low for ball one, 1-1. Rams today in their traveling purple jerseys, trimmed in white with paoli across the front, and their gray pants. As Jada Smith ready to work, the 1-1 pitch is a check swing, and again popped up and out of play. The count goes to 1-2 to Chelsea Ralph. Ralph walked, stole a base, and was left stranded back in the first inning of play. Chelsea coming in, hitting .440 on the year, 13 RBIs and 3 home runs to her credit. Steps in from the right side. And the next pitch is going to be high. Count goes even at 2-2. Olivia Ralph is on deck here for the Bulldogs in front of us. Wind starts to pick up again here at Patton Field, blowing out towards center field. Wind in the pitch, took a little bit off of it, did Jada, but it sails high, and the count goes full at 3-2. Jada so far today has struck out 1 and walked 2 and hit 1 Bulldog batter in their lineup. The wind in the pitch, and this one's going to be fouled back and out of play, and the count remains at full at 3-2. We run out of softballs. Well, the young man that's tracking them down, he's got every one of them in his hand. He has to go across the street into one of the residential yards, and we're waiting for him to retrieve those. In the meantime, looks like the Bulldogs will go to the dugout maybe and try and get another one ready to go here for play. Here comes the young man that's gathered them all up, and we'll be ready to go. Corey Combs, the assistant, along with Dwight Klein here for the Orleans Bulldogs, head coach Will Owens. And for the Rams, Brandy Dillard, of course, the head coach for Paoli this season. Harley Lynn and Greg Cornwell are her assistants here this season. Starting off here in the bottom of the third, Chelsea Ralph, the cleanup hitter, has gone the count full at 3-2. Jada out there flexing her right hand and wrist. She started doing that whenever she made that slide earlier in the top half of the inning, trying to keep it loose and ready to go. Ready with the 3-2 pitch from the right-hander in the circle, fastball, and it's going to be too far inside, and Ralph will draw a leadoff walk here in this third inning of play, and for Jada Smith, that'll be walk number 3 of the ball game, and that'll bring up Olivia Ralph. Ralph grounded out to the third baseman her first time up. As Chelsea Ralph gets her lead, a swing and a miss. That'll be strike one on Olivia. Olivia, the designated player, hitting .227, the senior. She hits for Emberly Burton, who is the left fielder today when the Dogs are on defense. The wind and the pitch, swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-2. Chelsea, leadoff walk is down at first. Dogs have a 2-run advantage at 4-2 here on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Jada Smith trying to get this first out of the inning. The wind, the strike 2 pitch, it sails high, as Olivia did a nice job of not going after that one. And the count goes to 1-2. Straight away in the outfield for the Rams. Of course, double play depth up the middle here with a runner on at first. Third baseman Burkhead even with the bag. The wind and the pitch. Another off-speed pitch. This one, though, is low and inside. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both teams looking to pick up a big win in conference play. It would be their first of the season for either the Rams or the Bulldogs. The next pitch is a fastball, and it's going to be inside, and Olivia Ralph has done a nice job of battling back. She has gone full at 3-2. No outs in the inning and a runner on at first for Orleans, who already lead it by a score of 4-2. Jada Smith, see if she can get a big out here with a run on at first, and there's a strike called as Olivia Ralph goes down looking. That'll be out number 1, and strikeout number 2 recorded by Jada Smith. A big one there, and that'll bring up Emma Dilly, to the plate. Emma was a strikeout victim her first time up. Emma hitting 160 on the year. The junior stands in from the right side. Runner still at first with one out. Now fake bunt, and bunts through it does the batter Dilly for a strike. Bulldogs trying to play small ball, move Ralph around if they can. Chelsea drew a walk to open up this inning. Then Olivia Ralph struck out looking, and it's now up to Emma Dilly. Dilly, the number 6 hitter in the lineup for the Dogs. She fouls one straight back and off the screen, and she'll fall behind in the count now at no balls and 2 strikes. Rams have Sophia Smith out in left, Amber Pennington in center, Tori Patton in right field today for the Rams defense in the outfield. 0-2 pitch on the way to Dilly from Smith, and check swing as it was high, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Ariana Burkhead at third, Charlie Ashley at short, Graceland Hall at second, Alyssa Jones at first, and Izzy Apple behind the plate for the Rams as sophomore Jada Smith in the circle, the right-hander here this afternoon in this conference matchup. 2 county rivals going at it. The next pitch, a swing and a miss. Billy goes down on strikes, and that's quickly 2 outs now, and that'll be strikeout number 3 for Jada Smith. That'll bring up Avery Morris to the plate. Morris bounced back to the pitcher her first time up. Ralph drew a walk to open up this inning, and she's still down at first. Avery Morris, the right fielder, will step in. First pitch from Jada Smith, took something off of it, swing and a miss. Here's a throw down the first, and Ralph just getting back as Morris strike one. A little bit of hesitation there by Izzy. She's had some problems throwing down the first, trying to pick off runners from behind. A couple of them already have sailed out into right field, but that time she got it low enough to where Alyssa can handle it. Strike 1 pitch is in the dirt. It goes off the glove, and that'll go all the way back to the screen, and that will allow Ralph to go down to second on the wild pitch. Puts Chelsea Ralph in scoring position. Dogs already lead it 4-2 here in the bottom of the third. Avery Morris trying to come up with a big 2-out hit. Smith from the wind brings it home, and it's hit on the ground. Burkhead fields it at third, throw across the diamond, and they get her to get out of the inning. That'll be out number 3 for the Orleans Bulldogs. In this inning, there were no runs, there were no hits, 1 base runner left on, and no Ram errors. At the end of 3 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard, it's Orleans 4 and Paoli 2. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Cave Quarries Incorporated and Calcar Quarries, dealers of agricultural lime, crushed stone, sand, hot and mix asphalt materials, and asphalt paving, invite you to visit one of their 2 locations. Cave Quarries, located 3 miles west of Paoli on State Road 56, and Calcar Quarries, located 2 miles east of Paoli on Highway 150. Phone 936-4923 for Cave Quarries Incorporated and 723-2109 for Calcar Quarries. Services you can count on. Quality guaranteed.
Are you looking for top quality crushed stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crushed Stone in DePaul. At Davis Crushed Stone, they have been serving southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality crushed stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crushed Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
Inning of play rolls around here at Patton Field. The Rams come to the plate. Hitters 5, 6, and 7, trailing in this contest by a score of 4-2. Rams jumped out early with 2 quick early runs. Dogs answered back with 2 in the first and added 2 more in the second And that's where we stand now at 4-2. Tori Patton singled and was left stranded back in the first inning of play. Takes a little swinging bunt there and fouls the ball off at the plate. It'll be a foul ball and falls behind in the count now at 0-1. Izzy Rutherford beginning her fourth inning of work. She's given up 2 runs, 2 hits, and she has struck out 6 and has not walked a batter so far in this ball game. Bunted in the air again. Chelsea Ralph comes over. Oh, she makes a great play ranging to her right from the home plate area right to the fence and right up against the fence, able to make the catch. She has made a couple of good plays behind the plate in foul territory here today. And again, she is not the main catcher. That falls to Lila Cheatham, who is nursing an injury and has moved down to third base today, but no fall off there for the Dogs on the defense. Charlie Ashley to the plate. She is 0 for 1. She struck out looking her first time up. She'll take a fastball inside, 4-1. Ashley, the freshman, hitting .250, number 6 hitter here in the Rams batting order. In a breezy afternoon, swing and a miss, and that's strike 1. Not a nice crowd on hand, as you might expect, between these two county and conference rivals, and of course it's turned out to be a great day to be outside and enjoy a high school softball game. 1 out in the inning, nobody on, the 1-1 pitch, and that time Ashley just got a piece of it and fouls it back off the screen, and the count goes to 1-2. We mentioned Coach Will Owen said it'd be a 2-pitcher game and see how long he wants to go with his right-handed pitcher, senior Izzy Rutherford. Another game tomorrow for the Bulldogs. This one's fouled off the fence, and it's going to go down and in front of the Bulldog dugout for a foul ball, and the count will remain at 1-2 to Charlie Ashley. So 3 games in a row here for the Dogs. Last night, a tough loss on the road at Mitchell. Now back against their county and conference rival Paoli tonight. And then tomorrow we'll be taking on North Harrison, who defeated Paoli earlier this week, 15-5. And Ashley goes down swinging for strike number 3, out number 2 of the inning. Strikeout number 7 recorded by Rutherford, and that'll bring up Gracelyn Hall. Hall, the freshman, she was a strikeout victim in the second. That was when Rutherford got in a groove and struck out 4 straight Ram hitters, and a strike called on the first pitch to Gracelyn for strike 1. 4-2, that's the ball score on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Swing and a miss by Hall, and she's behind in the count now, 0-2. Rutherford looking for her second 1-2-3 inning if she can get Hall to go down here. Bases empty and 2 outs. The wind in the pitch by Izzy. Check swing, but Gracelyn a nice job of holding up, and it'll be 1-2 the count. On deck is Natalie Patton if Hall is able to get on. Rutherford from the circle to wind the pitch, and it's a fastball that's inside at the knees, and Gracelyn a nice job to battle back to go 2-2 after falling behind 0-2. Outfield straight away here with 2 outs and nobody on. The wind, the pitch in, a swing and a miss. And Gracelyn Hall goes down swinging for out number 3 here in the top half of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. It is Orleans on top, 4-2. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Looking for top-notch fuel that keeps your engine running smoothly? Pull into Riley Oil, your trusted supplier of marathon fuels. With convenient locations in Paoli, Orleans, and Hardinsburg, we've got you covered. Enjoy the ease of paying at the pump 24/7, or swing by Paoli where we'll pump the gas for you. Grab a snack and drink and be on your way with Riley Oil, fueling your journey every mile of the way.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jeremy Payton, your Bedford Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Edward Jones and Jeremy Payton is a proud sponsor of high school sports on WUME. For all of your investment needs, call Jeremy Payton or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
for the Dogs, and leading it off, Zoe Walters, and she had a single and a run scored the last time she came to bat. This time she's back on bases. She is going to be hit by a pitch to start off this inning. Second batter that Jada has hit here this afternoon, and that will bring up to the plate the third baseman, Lila Cheatham. Cheatham popped up to the left fielder her first time up. Well, the bottom part of the order, Coach Will Owen said, had been a problem getting things going, but so far they've had base runners on their first couple of chances. Here's a soft liner up the middle. It gets out into center field. Quickly gets the ball back in will be the center fielder, Amber Pennington, but that's going to be a hit for Lila Cheatham, and Cheatham will be on at first base. That moves Walters down to second. And to the top of the order we go for the Bulldogs as Ella Owens has hit by a pitch and scored in the first, and singled at an RBI and scored in the second inning of play. She'll stand in from the right side, hitting .250 coming into the ball game. Dogs threatening here now, already leading 4-2. Ball goes all the way back to the screen. It went into the dirt. And that'll be a wild pitch, and that will move up the base runners one position each. Walters down to third, Cheatham down at second, and the count 1-0 to Ella Owens. Owens steps in from the right side. Top of the order here, a chance to do some more damage already. The Dogs lead it by a margin of 4-2. The next pitch sails high to Ella, and the count goes to 2-0. Ada Smith moving around the circle, kicking up some dust there. Peers over to third base. Walters, the lead runner. Down at second is Cheatham. The wind in the pitch. It's bunted out in front of the plate. And quickly over to first base. Nice job by the second baseman to score. Here comes the runner in. Apple going to apply the tag, and it'll be a double play as the Rams come out of that one in fine fashion. Owens is out. In that one, it goes 1-4. And then coming at Walters on a delay, she is out 4-2 at home plate to snuff out that particular run, and the Rams get a break there, and that will leave runner down at second, that being Cheatham, with Elizabeth Mahan to the plate and 2 outs. Okay, some question here about the base runners either way. I think Orleans might have been questioned that the Hall coming over did a nice job of covering when the first baseman Jones went in. Might challenge that she was off the bag too soon, but the umpire says no, here's a wild pitch, and that will send the base runner down to third base, Lila Cheatham, on a wild pitch. Second here in this inning, and the count to Elizabeth Mahan is 1-0. 2 outs in the inning. Elizabeth on the day has struck out and had a single and an RBI her last at bat. The next one is low and inside. Good scoop by Izzy Apple, the Rams catcher, to dig that one out of the dirt. And count goes to 2-0. 2 outs in the inning. Runner down at third now for the Orleans Bulldogs, who lead at 4-2. We are in the bottom of the fourth. Next pitch is inside, and the count goes to 3-0 to Elizabeth Mahan. Mahan, the center fielder, coming in, hitting .308 on the year. She's got four RBIs coming in today. Add another one to that, 5 on the season for her. The wind to 3-1, and it's going to be high, and there's a 2-out walk issued to Elizabeth Mahan. Not what the Rams wanted to see. That's a 4th walk issued by Jada Smith, and that'll bring up Izzy Rutherford. Rutherford walked and scored and then grounded out to short her last time up. She comes to the plate with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Steps in from the right side. First pitch is going to be a strike at the knees, and going down uncontested to second base will be Mahan. And that'll put 2 runners on at scoring position at second and third for the Bulldogs. Trying to extend their lead at 4-2 right now. Rutherford, the pitcher of record, at the plate. Gina Smith winds, brings it home, and this one sails high. And the count is 1-1 to Izzy Rutherford. On deck is Chelsea Ralph if this inning keeps going. It'll be up to Rutherford, the senior. A hefty .522 batting average coming into today's game, and there's one in the dirt, and it actually hit her on the leg. So Rutherford will go down to first base, hit by the pitch, and that'll load him up. and that will be the third hit batsman for Jada Smith. And that will put runners on at first, second, and third for the Bulldogs. And Chelsea Ralph to the plate, the catcher, the cleanup hitter. Ralph 440 on the year. She's got 13 RBIs and 3 home runs, leading the team in both of those categories here. Head coach Brandy Dillard for the Rams comes out to the circle, and we're going to have a meeting. Rams got a great double play to look like maybe get some relief in this inning, but a walk and a hit batsman, and all of a sudden the bases are loaded for Bulldogs with the cleanup hitter Chelsea Ralph coming to the plate. Ralph today has walked both times, has been left stranded out on the base pass. The Bulldogs coming in 3-5 on the year, 0-2 in conference play. Paoli enters this contest 1-4 and 0-1 in TLC action. The Bulldogs have dropped conference games to Perry Central, and then last night that close call that they lost by 1 run to Mitchell. While for the Rams, they've also lost to the Mitchell Blue Jackets for their only conference game so far here in the young season. Chelsea Ralph steps in. Chance to do some major damage here for the Orleans Bulldogs in this fourth inning of play. First pitch is going to sail high for ball 1. Cheatham is down at third, Mahan at second, and Rutherford is at first. Those are your base runners right now for the Orleans Bulldogs. Trying to add to their 2-run lead, and the next pitch is a fastball, but it's low and inside. Count goes to 2-0. Jada, I know, has got to be very careful with this cleanup deadly hitter and Chelsea Ralph, but the bases are loaded. There's nowhere to put her. 2 outs in the inning. Jada peers into the dugout, has a sign, the wind and the pitch, an off-speed pitch. It floats outside, and the count now goes to 3-0 to Chelsea Ralph. So Jada in a pinch here in the circle. 3-0, bases loaded. 2 outs in the inning for the Bulldogs, who already lead at 4-2. Jada ready to work. The wind, the 3-0 pitch, and it's popped up down the left field line. It's going to hook out a play, and that goes down as a long strike at 3-1. So they bring one in, and Chelsea not able to make good, solid contact. She'll be back up at the plate with the count 3 balls and 1 strike. Bases are loaded with Bulldogs. Smith ready to deal the 3-1, and it's going to be high for ball 4, and that'll be a walk, and we'll also bring in the 5th run of the game as Cheatham will come in from third base, make it now a 5-2 ball game in favor of the Orleans Bulldogs. So Bulldogs get one on a walk, the 5th walk issued here today by Smith, and the 5th run of the game. Olivia Ralph checks into the plate. The right-handed hitter is 0 for 2 today, grounded to third and struck out. Looks at the first one in the dirt for ball 1. That will move Elizabeth Mahan to third, Izzy Rutherford down to second, and Chelsea Ralph at first base for the Dogs. Hit on the ground to the third baseman. Burkhead fields it, throws it over, and they get her to end the inning without any further damage here for the Bulldogs. But here in this inning for the Bulldogs, they do come up with one more run. They had 1 base hit. They leave 3 batters on base, and there were no Ram errors. At the end of 5 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard, it's Orleans 5 and Paoli 2. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Builders and remodelers count on Bender Lumber, now proudly a division of RP Lumber. From windows, doors, and siding to cabinets, decking, and power tools, they've got the materials and expert advice to help you deliver quality work job after job. Their team knows what makes a project run smoothly and ready to support your next one. Visit them in Paoli or BenderLumber.com. Bender Lumber, now part of the RP Lumber family. RP Lumber, best service, best value. Are you ready to see the world with clarity and style? Look no further than InFocus Eye Care on West Hospital Road in Paoli. At InFocus Eye Care, they offer comprehensive eye exams, a wide selection of fashionable eyewear, and the latest in contact lens technology. Their expert team is dedicated to providing personalized eye care for the entire family. Call 812-723-4752 and schedule your appointment. Now, open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. InFocus Eye Care, where your vision is their focus.
Rams some work to do here in the fifth as they trail 5-2. It'll be Patton, Apple, and Smith due up. Natalie looks at the first one for a strike, a fastball. Taking off a little bit on the next pitch from Izzy Rutherford, and it is strike two. And Patton, who struck out her first time, behind now 0-2. Rutherford begins her fifth inning of work. Swing and a miss. And Patton opens up the inning with a swinging strikeout. And that'll be strikeout number 9 recorded by Izzy Rutherford here this afternoon. And that'll bring up Isabel Apple for the Rams, the freshman catcher. She is 0 for 1, a strikeout victim her first time up. Rutherford ready to work out of the circle quickly. It's hit off the fist down the first baseline, but it will be foul. And that'll go down as a long strike down the right field line. Tracked down out there by Emma Dilley and Avery Morris. Bulldogs defense again, it is Emberly Boughton out in the left, Elizabeth Mahan at center, Avery Morris in right. As the strike one pitch is a fastball, foul back off the screen for strike two. Lila Cheatham at third base, Ella Owens at short, Zoe Walters at second, Emma Dilley at first base, and Chelsea Ralph behind the plate with Izzy Rutherford in the circle here today for the Bulldogs so far, working her fifth inning of work. The wind and the strike two pitch, a little bit outside, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Apple, the number 9 hitter in the order for the Rams. Smith on deck takes us back to the top of the order. Get more fans starting to roll in now. Some of the work people come in, hit to the shortstop, fielded cleanly, throw over by Owens, and they get her by a couple of steps. And that's quickly 2 up and 2 down here for the Rams. We go to the top of the order. Jada Smith for Paoli. Jada this afternoon has popped up to the third baseman and then on with an error by the third baseman. She's been on one time and was left stranded back in the third and picked up a couple of stolen bases while she was on the base pass. 2 out, nobody on. She steps up and takes a strike at the knees for strike one. As we mentioned, Jada slides up, makes that little running swing, trying to just slap it, put it in play, and use her speed down the base pass. Strike one pitch is fouled down the left field line off the screen. And Jada quickly behind in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning here for the Rams in the fifth. Nobody on. Dogs lead it by 3 runs. Izzy Rutherford's been in command ever since the first inning when she gave up those 2 runs. A swinging strike there. Nope, just got a piece of it. And Jada able to stay alive at the plate. From that left side, the sophomore steps back in. 2 outs and nobody on for the Rams. Rutherford looks down to the sign, the card on her arm. It's slap foul to the third baseman. Cheatham has it, throw across the diamond, not going to be in time. She would have beat it out anyway, as Jada Smith will be credited with an infield single there for Paoli. And for the Rams, that's just going to be their 3rd hit of the ball game, but it gets them a base runner on in a 5-2 contest. And Sophia Smith will come to the plate. Sophia on with an error and scored in the first, and then popped out to the catcher as Rutherford made a nice play. Ralph made a nice play behind the plate in foul territory. Runner on at first, and it's going to be bunted right in front of the plate, but then it will start to spin around and go into foul territory down the third base way. And that'll go down as a strike to Sophia, who will return to the batter's box, and Jada will return to first base. Rams trying to scratch out some type of a run here. They have not scored since the first inning. Third baseman comes in. Cheatham, there's a bunt through, and there goes Smith down to second. She'll be down there with a stolen base. That'll be her 3rd of the afternoon. She'll be in scoring position, but count is 0-2 on the Rams left fielder Sophia Smith. Rutherford 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Fastball is bunted again, and it's going to be in foul territory. As coming down the line was Cheatham, and she saw the spin on that ball, kick it to foul territory. And we'll come back, and Sophia will do it again, bunting with those 2 strikes to count 0-2. Okay. Coach Will Owens was checking, was that a bunt or a swinging? And they're saying that it was a swinging at bat, not a bunt attempt to keep her alive in foul territory. The wind in the pitch, and this one is bunted, fielded by the third baseman. Cheatham's throw over. Do they get her? No, they do not. That time, good hustle by Sophia Smith. And the Rams have back-to-back infield singles and have runners at the corners. So Paoli able to get a couple of big hits here in the inning, their first since the first inning, and that puts runners on at first and second with Alyssa Jones, first and third with Alyssa Jones coming to the plate. She's got a single and an RBI and a strikeout to her credit. First baseman, swings at one out of the strike zone up high for strike one. Alyssa got to be more selective here at the plate. A big spot here for the Rams with 2 outs in the inning. Trying to claw their way back into this game, trailing 5-2. This one's hit on the ground, a one-hopper fielded by Rutherford, and a quick throw over. So Rutherford does the job of fielding her position, and that will be out number 3 of the inning. Rams, though, no runs. They had 2 hits. They leave 2 base runners on, and there were no errors. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th at Patton Field. Orleans on top, 5-2. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Springer Insurance is proud to support our Paoli Rams as they work toward a successful season. The hard work that goes into training and preparation is something we truly value. Mark, Daniel, Thomas, and Greg will work with our team at Indiana Farmers Insurance to find the best coverage for your home, auto, farm, or business. Visit us at Springer Insurance in Orleans or call 812-865-3133. We love taking care of customers as much as we love our Rams. Go Rams!
Discover the convenience of Hoosier Hardware, now offering a comprehensive selection of ammunition for all your shooting needs. Located on 1st Street, 1 block from the square, we are your one-stop shop for plumbing, electrical, painting, mobile home parts, water heaters, and general hardware supplies. In addition to our extensive inventory, we fill propane tanks, providing you with a cost-effective solution. Visit us today or call 812-723-2708 to see why Hoosier Hardware stands out for quality and service in the community.
Bottom of the 5th at Patton Field. The Dogs lead at 5-2. Hitters 6, 7, and 8. Emma Dilly, Avery Morris, and Zoe Walters due up here for the Dogs. Stepping in from the right side, Dilly's first pitch of the inning from Jada Smith is fouled off. We got a pitch hitter coming up here for Emma, as it will be Annabelle Fleming. So Fleming steps up to the plate and the pitch hitting role. So we thank Avery Morris for alerting us to that. She's right in front of us in the on-deck circle. So Fleming will step in, hitting from the right side for Dilly, behind in the count. No balls and 1 strike, swing and a miss on the next one by Fleming, and the count is 0-2. Morris on deck, followed by Walters here, as the bottom part of the order again tries to get something going for the Bulldogs. They have been successful so far today, as they've been responsible for 2 of the 5 runs so far the Dogs have put up on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Fleming looks at the next one. It's going to be low and inside, and the count goes to 1-1. Annabella Jr., there's number 17 on her jersey, as she tries to get something going here, leading it off in the 5th. Next one is fouled off at the plate, as I think it was a foul ball in the mid. So, nope, they say it was not fouled. And now Coach Combs asking if it might have been catcher interference with the bat with the glove. I think what he heard, though, was the ball hitting the mitt of the catcher, that being Apple, and then Apple threw her out down at second, so it goes down as a strikeout, and that'll be out number 1 of the inning. And for Jada, that'll be strikeout number 4. Okay, they're going to say it was a foul ball. Okay, that's kind of what I thought it was to begin with, but then they sent her down, so we'll redo it, and the count goes to 1-2. All right. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Actually, they're going to say 2-2, the count to Fleming. Still in there, and they pitch hitting roll. So Annabelle's still alive after some discussion and overturned there after assistant coach Corey Combs got that one, and now it goes down as a strikeout for out number 1, so it ended up being the same. That'll be strikeout number 4 of the day for Jada Smith, and that'll bring up Avery Morris to the plate. Avery, the right fielder today, She is grounded back to the pitcher and grounded to third, 0 for 2 here in this ball game. The number 7 batter in the order here for the Bulldogs. 1 out, nobody on. We are in the bottom of the 5th. Wind in the pitch, and it's a little pop-up to the left side of the infield, going back to shortstop, and a great grab out in the grass with her back to the infield by Charlie Ashley, the freshman, and a nice running catch, and that is out number 2. So good to see that Rams defense, particularly when the freshmen step up like that. And there's 2 outs for Zoe Walters, the second baseman. Walters, a good day so far, single, stolen base, and scored a run in the second, hit by a pitch, but was cut down on a double play back in the 4th inning. The first pitch is in the dirt. Ball 1 to Zoe Walters. Walters coming in today, a freshman. That was her first base hit of the season, so she's got that already put away and can relax more now at the plate. See if it's a good start for the young freshman second baseman for the Dogs. The next pitch sails high, and the count goes to 2-0. Walters, the number 8 batter in the lineup here for Orleans. 5-2 is the score. There's a mix of sun and clouds, a breezy afternoon here. Great day for high school softball, and good eye that time by Walters as she has seen 3 all out of the strike zone, and the count is 3-0. 2 outs in the inning, though, here for the Bulldogs. Jada trying to get her first 1-2-3 inning of this ball game would be a nice spot to pick it up. Behind in the count, the 3-0 pitch, and it's a little popper out behind second base, and it will fall in front of the center fielder, and that'll be a 2-out single for Zoe Walters, her second hit of the ball game, and for the Bulldogs, their 6th hit overall to keep the inning alive for the third baseman, Lila Cheatham. Cheatham today has popped out to the left fielder, singled and scored a run back in the 4th inning. So runner on at first with 2 outs, and Cheatham steps into the batter's box for the 3rd time here this afternoon. The wind in the pitch popped up our way again, going to come over and hit the tent, and that's 3 of them today that have been close, and the count goes to 0-1. Lila Cheatham steps in, chance to keep this inning alive. Big 2-out single by Zoe Walters to keep the inning alive. This one's fouled straight back off the screen. A good cut that time by Cheatham, but just got it off the hands on the inside part of the plate, and the count goes to 0-2. Jada now just 1 pitch away here from getting out of the inning without any runs scored. 2 in the first for the Dogs, 2 in the second, and 1 in the 4th for their 5. Off-speed pitch is laced foul down the left field line, and that'll be keep the count at 0-2. Now remember, Friday night up at Parker Field at Mitchell wore out that third base and left field line all night long, just kept hitting shot after shot just inside the bag into the outfield. 0-2 count here on Cheatham. The wind in the pitch, another off-speed pitch, lifted off her fist out in the center field, and a nice play by the Rams' Amber Pennington ranging to her left over towards right field, and that'll be out number 3 on the pop-up to the center fielder. For the Bulldogs here in the 5th inning, there were no runs. There was 1 base hit. There was 1 base runner left on. At the end of 5 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard, Orleans on top, 5-2. You're listening to Bulldogs and Rams softball on Mix 95.3.
In need of a financial checkup? Consider Whitfield Investments for comprehensive investment advice and wealth management services. As a passionate Paoli native, Wes Whitfield places the needs of his clients first as he works to grow a stronger, financially savvy community of investors, families, and individuals. Give Whitfield Investments a call today at 812-203-2545 to learn more about how Wes can help you stay on track with your goals, both now and in the future.
Are your retirement savings scattered about several employer-sponsored plans and individual IRAs? Let a Raymond James financial advisor provide you with education on what options you may have. Each may have potential benefits and drawbacks. So we'll consider your specific situation and discuss how best to address your unique needs and goals. Call financial advisors Jamie Sullivan and Jenny Baker at 812-849-2670. Located in Mitchell today and take control of your retirement assets. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC. Life well planned.
Going to have a change in the circle for the Orleans Bulldogs as Ella Owens, the sophomore, will come in. Ella will pitch here after 5 strong innings of giving up just 2 runs on 4 hits for Izzy Rutherford. And Izzy will now move over to play shortstop. So they'll just interchange out in the infield here for the Orleans Bulldogs. As coming in, Ella, a curveball, a screwball, and also has the drop and the rise. So again, she has several pitches to choose from. She will be facing, I should say, hitters 4, 5, and 6, Tariana Burkhead, Tori Patton, and Charlie Ashley. As the Rams' third baseman steps in to lead it off, the wind, a fastball, and it goes off the mitt, and that's going to be called strike 1. Tariana on the day has struck out and popped out to the right fielder. So it's going to be Rutherford's game to win, and Owens trying to keep it right where it is. The sophomore brings in the next one, hit off the fist, and it's off the glove of the first baseman coming down the line, and it will be safe. As that time, Dilly had the ball go off her glove in fair territory. The right fielder, Morris, made a great play the second baseman, Walters, came over to make a great play to try and get her, as that one actually will go down as an error. So Burkhead will be on with an error to the first baseman, but she's on base, and that's what the Rams can worry about here. The 4th error for the Bulldogs. Quick throw back. Owen, it gets away from the first baseman. They would have had Burkhead had the first baseman not drop that one, Dilly. And so we'll keep things right where we're at here. The runner on at first with nobody out. And the count now is Tori Patton at 1-1, I believe. We'll wait and see as they actually 0-1 is the count to Tori. The wind in the pitch, and it's bunted in the air, but it will be foul. And we'll reset and bring everybody back, that being Burkhead to first base for the Rams, who got on with an error. Rams trying to claw back in this one. They trail 5-2. We're in the top half of the 6th at Patton Field. Third baseman Cheatham coming in for the bunt attempt, and fastball is low, and that's going to be ball 1-1. Actually, ball 2-1. Catch up here quickly. Tori Patton steps in from the right side. The senior hitting .333 on the year. Wears number 3 as well. There's a fastball at the knees, and that'll make the count even at 2-2. Owens coming in throwing fastballs here, and things she's doing nicely is keeping that ball low in the strike zone. The 2-2 pitch on the way, and this one is high, and it's going to be bunted, and it's going to be a strikeout, and the catcher dropped it, but there's a base runner down at first. I don't know where she's going. Oh, she left too early. Okay, so runner left too early on that, so that'll be out in number 1. And the count to Patton is going to be 2-2. And she looks at the next one, and the count goes full at 3-2. So Burkhead took off early, and she will be out number 1 as we get the explanation that time. And she was trying to get a quick jump off Tori Patton's bat, and Patton will draw a walk with 1 out now, and she'll go down to first base. So that'll be the first walk issued today here by Owens, and the first issued by Bulldog pitching. And that'll put Tori Patton, a threat to steal, down at first base. And Charlie Ashley, the strikeout victim, her 2 times up. The freshman shortstop will come to the plate. 1 out and 1 on. Owens' first pitch is a fastball. Here's a throw down, not in time as Patton slides in ahead of the tag. And Tori will be down at second base in scoring position. That was a ball called to Charlie Ashley. Ashley now a chance to drive in the run here. The Rams trail it 5-2. We're in the 6th. The wind and the pitch. Fastball. There's one at the knees for strike 1, 1-1. Burkhead got on with an error, but then left early and was called out on the base pass. Patton walked, stole second. That's where she stands. The next pitch is going to be fouled off the fist of Ashley, back out of play, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Grayson Hall due up next for the Rams in the on-deck circle. But it's up now to Charlie Ashley. Steps in from the right side, wears number 17 on that jersey. Next pitch, swing and a miss, pops out of the glove of the catcher, who does not have to throw down. Put the base runner on, and that will be a big out. That'll be out number 2, and also the first strikeout recorded by Ella Owens. 2 outs now in the inning for the Rams with the runner on at second. That'll bring up Graceland Hall, the number 7 hitter. The freshman second baseman has struck out twice so far here today. The wind and the pitch, and it's fouled back and out of play. That'll go to the neighbor's yard across the street. And the count goes to 0-1. Graceland coming in today, hitting .250 on the season. Rams have a runner on at second base with 2 outs in the inning. Trying to push another run across here, put some pressure on this team from Orleans. Next pitch is low, and the count goes to 1-1. Owens on in relief here of Izzy Rutherford, who went the first 5 innings, giving up those 2 runs. Owens ready to work from the circle. The pitch is hit out into left field. It's over the head of the left fielder. It's going to go all the way to the fence. That's going to bring in Patton to make it a 5-3 ball game. Around second, heading into third, and there will be Hall. She hit the base, or should say the third baseman who tried to go down and get it, and she will come in to score as well. So she will be credited with a triple and an RBI, and then an error. So the Rams able to come back off Graceland Hall's triple, an extra base hit. She will get an RBI to boot, and then an error called on the third baseman will bring her in, and that will make it now a 5-4 ball game in favor of the Orleans Bulldogs. So the Rams come up here with 2 big runs in the inning as they got those on that one base hit. That was another error called here on the Orleans Bulldogs. As the Bulldogs this afternoon, that'll be their 5th error, and timeout going to be taken by head coach Will Owens, and they'll go out to the circle to talk with his pitcher and team. 5-4, Rams are within 1. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Paoli Health and Living is a senior living community that's not like the others. It's rich in history, a community landmark, and a place to call home. Get the care you need and deserve with Paoli Health and Living rehabilitation programs. Be unstoppable and take the guesswork out of therapy with their unique and personalized programs. And for residents needing extra care, the long-term care program is equipped with an expert team of nurses and therapists, dietitians, and dedicated certified nursing assistants. Learn more about the services available to you at Paoli Health and Living. Call 812-723-2595.
Every day, children in our community enter the court systems because of abuse or neglect, and they need someone to speak up for them. That's where CASA comes in. Our volunteers stand beside them, making sure their voices are heard and their best interests come first. It's incredibly important work, and we need more people willing to make a difference. I'm Chrissy Evans, Orange County CASA Director. If you've ever wondered how you could help a child in a meaningful way, I'd love to talk with you. Call 812-723-2411.
The meeting on the mound, Natalie Patton checks in to the plate. The designated player looks at the first one low for ball 1. Rams already 2 runs in this inning to make it a 5-4 ball game. As they got a big hit that time from Graceland Hall, an extra base hit, a triple, and then able to come around when third baseman couldn't handle the throw in. And the count is 1-1 as Patton looks at the next one out of the strike zone. Ella Owens on in relief. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. That'll be strike 2, and the count goes to 1-2. Rams back in here now. Anything can happen. Back to within 1 run in this 6th inning of play. Owens trying to limit any more damage. Fastball is low and inside. The count goes to 2-2. And the Rams got to remember, had 1 base runner called out as Tara Burke had started this inning and left the base early. The wind and the pitch. And this one's going to sail high, and the count goes to 3-2. Rams trying to see if they can keep this inning extended and alive. The bases are empty, but the count is full to Natalie Patton hitting for Amber Pennington, the center fielder. 3-2 pitch by Owens on the way, and it's a fastball hit on the ground, and it's through the hole out into right field, and it goes under the glove of the right fielder. As Patton will go around to second, she'll be credited with a single. She's going to head to third. They quickly get the ball in, but that will be a single and an error on the right fielder. And the Rams have the tying run down at third base. As Bulldogs now have committed 6 errors in this ball game. 2 of them make that rather, 3 of them have been in this inning, and the Rams trying to take advantage of it. The tying run down at third. A big 2-out hit to the opposite field by Natalie Patton, her first hit of her career here this season. And it'll be up to Izzy Apple, the catcher. Izzy is struck out and grounded out to the shortstop. 5-4 is the score. Rams picked up 2 in the first and 2 more here in the 6th inning. Apple steps in from the right side, swing and a miss on a fastball for strike 1. Rams have made it interesting with 2 big runs here in this inning. Coming on 2 base hits. Errors, and this one's chopped up into the air behind third base. Oh, a great running catch in foul territory by the shortstop, Izzy Rutherford, to bring the inning to a close here for the Rams. But the Rams pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 1 base runner on, and there were 2 errors committed here by the Orleans Bulldogs. So we will go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Rams trail it now by 1, 5-4. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Looking for a reliable landline phone service you can trust? With Orange County Fiber, you'll get crystal clear phone service that's perfect for staying connected. Home or business, we've got plans that fit. Bundle with fiber service or home security monitoring and save every month. Count on the local service you already know and trust with Orange County Fiber. Visit us at www.myremc.coop or call 812-865-2229. Simple, dependable service made just for you.
Once upon a time, you spent your money on candy and video games. Now, you're trying to save up for that new thing you just gotta have. Level up your money game. Ask your parents to help you open a smart spending account at Hoosier Hills Credit Union. It has all those cool things like your very own debit card, or transfer money easily to your friends. Also perks like no monthly fees and an app on your phone to manage your money. Smart money moves? Total main character energy. Hit up HoosierHills.com and get started. Federally insured by NCUA.
Rams back in this ball game. Jada Smith's job here in this 6th is to keep it right where it is, but she's going to have to face the top of the order here this afternoon. Ella Owens, Elizabeth Mahan, and Izzy Rutherford due up here for the Bulldogs. Smith with the wind. The first pitch of the inning is going to be low for ball 1. Ella today is hit by a pitch and scored, singled and scored in the second, and then grounded out to the second baseman in the 4th inning of play. 5-4. Haley making it interesting here. And a strike called on the inside part of the plate. The count goes to 1-1. Jada Smith beginning her 6th inning of work, giving up 5 runs on 4 hits, struck out 4 and walked 5 and hit 3 so far in her line of work this afternoon. Ella Owens looks at the next pitch, and it's going to be foul. Back our way again, and just over the dugout behind us. And that'll make the count at a ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter for Orleans. Again, the Bulldogs coming into today's game 3-5 and 0-2 in conference play. Both these teams looking for their first win in PLAC action. Jada's wind. The 1-2 pitch took something off of it, hit to the second baseman, knocked down by Hall. Can she get it to first in time? And she does. Nice job by the Rams' second baseman, Graceland Hall, playing over towards the line. So there's 1 up and 1 down here in the inning for the Bulldogs. And that'll bring up Elizabeth Mahan to the plate. Mahan has struck out, single and an RBI in the second, and walked. A stolen base and was left stranded in the 4th inning play. She stands in from the right side of first pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. Mahan came into today's game hitting .308, the senior center fielder, with 4 RBIs to her credit, now 5 with that one earlier in this ball game. Behind in the count, strike 1 pitch, and this one sails high, and the count goes to 1-1. 1 out, nobody on for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 6th. They lead by 1, 5-4 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Off-speed pitch to Mahan. She turns away from it, takes it inside, and the count goes to 2-1. Jada Smith in the circle here, the sophomore. Checks with Terriana Burkhead, her third baseman. A little chuckle between the two. Now she delivers home, swing and a miss. Took just a little bit off of that one as well. and the count goes to 2-2. Rams have Burkhead, Ashley at short, Burkhead at third, Hall at second, Jones at first in their infield defense. Izzy Apple behind the plate. 2-2 pitch on the way, and there's a strike called as Mahan goes down looking for out number 2. And for Jada, that'll be strikeout number 5 of the ball game. And to the plate will be Izzy Rutherford. Rutherford walked and scored in the first, grounded to short, and hit by a pitch in the fourth. She'll step in from the right side. The bases are empty with 2 outs. That's the way the Rams like to see the third hitter come to the plate. This one's fouled on the very first pitch, out of play behind the first base dugout, the home of the Orleans Bulldogs here at Patton Field. And the count to Rutherford now at no balls and a strike. Jada Smith trying to close out this inning and have her first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Be a great place to have it. This one's going to be roped out over the head of the left fielder. This could be extra bases as Rutherford on her horse around first. The left fielder, Smith, gets it back in quickly, but it'll be a 2-out stand-up double for Izzy Rutherford as she will motor into second base to keep this inning alive. And for the Orleans Bulldogs, that'll be hit number 6 of the afternoon. And to the plate will be Chelsea Ralph, the catcher. Ralph has walked and was left-stranded in the first, walked and left-stranded again in the third, and walked and was left-stranded in the fourth. So she has walked all 3 of her previous times. The Rams have been careful with her. Why not? She comes in hitting .440. She hits a solid single out into left center field. That's going to go all the way to the fence. That'll bring in Rutherford with a big run for the Bulldogs, get that lead back up to 2 at 6-4. So back-to-back doubles here by the Orleans Bulldogs, and they have been able to increase that lead back out to 2 runs as hitters 3 and 4 come through here for the Bulldogs in this 6th inning of play. And they're still not done as Olivia Ralph, the designated player, will come to the plate. She steps in from the right side, fouls the first one off the fist, back to the screen for strike 1. Olivia today is grounded to third, struck out looking, grounded to third a second time, so she's officially 0 for 3. Runner down at second is Chelsea Ralph. Had a big 2-out RBI double and a swing and a miss by Olivia. She's behind in the count at 0-2. Rams cannot afford to give up any more runners because they only have one more at bat right now, trailing at 6-4. Bottom of the 6th, the wind in the pitch, and it's deep foul at the plate, and it's going to be fielded by the third baseman, throw over, and it's going to be not in time, and that'll put Ralph on at first, but most importantly, it will drive in Chelsea Ralph, and that'll be an unearned run, and the Bulldogs get those 2 runs back with 2 outs here in the 6th. So it's proved to be a big inning. That's going to be an error, though, on the Rams. Or Paoli. That's going to be error number 6 of the ball game, but it keeps the inning alive, and Olivia Ralph will be down at first base. We'll have a courtesy runner coming in here for the Bulldogs as well. To the plate, though, will be Emma Dilly is due up. Fleming batted for her the last time, but I think she's back as the Bulldogs come up with 2 big runs here, and it'll be Alyssa Thompson, the courtesy runner here for Ralph at first base with 2 outs in the inning. So the Bulldogs, man, they went quietly the first 2, and then all of a sudden Rutherford and Ralph back-to-back ringing doubles that Olivia Ralph got on with an error, and the inning continues here for the Rams, who had pulled back to within 1. But now it's back to that 3-run lead cushion for Orleans in the 6th with 2 outs.
In need of a financial checkup? Consider Whitfield Investments for comprehensive investment advice and wealth management services. As a passionate Paoli native, West Whitfield places the needs of its clients first.
Count 1-0. Fleming's next pitch. Looks, brings it in, and looks at the next one low and inside. The count goes to 2-0. 2 outs in the inning. This third out has been a struggle for the Rams hurler, Jada Smith. She tries to get out of this inning without any further damage. Runner on at first. And there are 2 outs in the inning. The wind and the pitch. Oh, and it hits her, and that'll put runners on at first and second here for the Bulldogs. Well, Emma Dilly hit by the pitch. Keeps the inning alive. Runners on at first and second. Fourth batter that Jada has put on, and that'll bring up Avery Morris, the right fielder. Morris will stand in. She is grounded to the pitcher, to the third baseman, and popped out to the shortstop. Runners on at first and second. 2 outs now here for the Bulldogs. 2 runs already in. And the first pitch to Morris is high and inside for ball 1. Jada Smith trying to get out of this inning. We mentioned started off innocently enough with 2 quick outs, but then the Bulldogs rally for 2 more runs. And the next pitch is inside for 2-0. Jada having a problem here getting this final out. Steps back into the circle, gets down, gets a little bit of dirt on that pitching hand, cleans it off on the side of her trousers, and now ready to work. 2-0 pitch is a fly ball down the left field line. Oh, and a great running catch heading over Sophia Smith on the run near the line. Thought that one was going to drop, but Sophia's made some great plays in the outfield, and there is another one to finally bring this inning to a close. But for the Bulldogs, they come up with 2 big runs. There were 2 base hits and 1 Ram error and 2 runners left on. At the end of 6 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard, Bulldogs lead at 7-4. You're listening to Bulldogs and Rams softball on Mix 95.3.
In need of a financial checkup? Consider Whitfield Investments for comprehensive investment advice and wealth management services. As a passionate Paoli native, Wes Whitfield places the needs of his clients first as he works to grow a stronger, financially savvy community of investors, families, and individuals. Give Whitfield Investments a call today at 812-203-2545 to learn more about how Wes can help you stay on track with your goals, both now and in the future.
When construction deadlines are tight and the job can't wait, count on Bender Lumber, now proudly a division of RP Lumber. Their delivery fleet gets materials where you need them, accurately, efficiently, and with the communication pros depend on. From framing packages and roofing to siding, decking, and special orders, they can help keep your projects on track. Talk with the team about delivery options that work for you. Come see them in Paoli or BenderLumber.com. Bender Lumber, now part of the RP Lumber family. RP Lumber, best service, best value.
The 7th thought the book was closed on Izzy Rutherford, but she comes in to try and close out this game, so she'll be back in to pitch what will be her 6th inning of work. There's one slapped down the third baseline. That is fair as it hits the bag off the bat of Jada Smith. She rounds first and motors into second, and she is leading the Rams' 7th inning off with a double over the third base bag, her first extra base hit of the afternoon, and that'll be for the Rams hit. Let's see, for the hit number 7 of the afternoon. But it keeps the inning alive and hopes for the Rams. This top of the order. Sophia Smith will step up. Sophia on with an error and scored in the first. Popped up to the catcher in foul territory. This one's bunted fair. Nope, going to go foul. And that'll go down as a strike, and she had a single her last time up. Rams trying to move them along if they can here. Put the ball in play. Make this defense, which has been suspect, for the Bulldogs. They've had 5 errors, but the Rams have not helped themselves out. They've had 6 as well here this afternoon. Sophia Smith, a sophomore, hitting .333 on the year. Jada on, and there's a beautiful bunt out in front, but I think it may have been in foul territory. It was, or it came off her leg. Anyway, it goes down as strike 2. So Sophia will have to come back to the batter's box. Brandy Dillard going down the signs the third base way, 7-4 here in the top half of the 7th. Rams trying to come back. And the next pitch is going to be low in the dirt. Here goes Smith down to third. Does she go into the tag? And they get her. She slid right into the tag, and that will be out number 1 as a nice play by Ralph, throwing that one right down at the bag. That goes a 2-5 for out number 1 and erases the Rams' base runner here. So there's 1 out in the inning and nobody on. So the Bulldogs have had some issues with their fielding, come up with a big play there. And there's a foul ball off the bat of the Rams left fielder, Sophia Smith, who's had some nice plays out there today. And one of those coming to end that 6th inning on a running catch. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes on Sophia. Izzy Rutherford back in there trying to close this one out to pick up the win. And the next pitch is a fastball outside. The count goes to 2-2. Izzy can pick it up. It'll be a second win of the season for the senior right-hander. The wind and the pitch on the next one. It's bunted again out in front of the plate. Here comes Rutherford, throws the first, but it's not going to be in time, and that's going to be an infield single for Sophia Smith. Rutherford got it, tried to plant that right foot, and it kind of slid on her, and that just allowed enough time for Smith to motor down the line, and the Rams will be giving up another hit here in this inning, their second. And that will put to the plate Alyssa Jones. Jones has one of the hits here today for the Rams. An RBI single and a run scored in the first. Then she is struck out and grounded back to the pitcher. First pitch to Jones, swing and a miss for strike one. One out in the inning. Sophia Smith on at first base for the Paoli Rams, who trail at 7-4 here in the seventh. Middle part of the order due up here for the Rams. This one's going to be fouled out of play behind the screen, and Alyssa is behind in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes. Bulldogs picked up 2 big runs in the sixth with 2 outs after the Rams had closed down to within 1. Next pitch again going to be fouled up behind the plate. Ralph comes over. Can she get it? No, she cannot. Right against the screen. Chelsea's made some great plays behind the plate today, but that time just did not have enough room, and it falls to the ground to keep Alyssa Jones alive at the plate here. See if she can close it out here and keep this bat going and get on base. Sophia Smith down at first with 1 out in the inning. The wind, the pitch, and a good eye that time by Alyssa, and the count goes to 1-2. That one just a little bit high out of the strike zone. Jada Smith opened with a double, but then was caught stealing at third. Sophia Smith got an infield single. She's on at first. Why? The 1-2, and there's a shot to the second baseman, knocked down by the second baseman. She goes to third, or to second. Did they get her? Yes, they did on the force. As that time, Zoe Walters backhanded it, going towards the second base bag, knocked it down. Right there was Owens to cover, and they got the base runner Smith just in time for out number 2. As that goes 4-6, and that'll be a fielder's choice for Alyssa Jones at first base with 2 outs and a runner on at first for the Rams. And it'll be up to Tiana Burkhead, the cleanup hitter. She's trying to extend this game. Burkhead 0 for 3 today. First pitch is a strike at the knees. Nope, going to be inside for ball 1. A little bit ahead of myself that time. Izzy, a little smile on her face, thinking, well, that might have been in there, but not. Works now the 1-0 count. Oh, and there's an off-speed pitch, and going around is Burkhead. Couldn't hold up in time, and the count goes to 1-1. Alyssa Jones on at first for the Rams with 2 outs in the inning. Orleans 1 out away from securing their first conference win of the season. The wind and the pitch, and it sails high. Count goes to 2-1. Rams battle back in that 6th inning with 2 big runs to get that lead to 5-4, but the Dogs had the answer in the bottom of the 6th. The off-speed pitch from Rutherford, it is high and out of the strike zone, and the count goes 3-1. So Terriata Burkhead ahead of the count. She steps in. Wind blowing out to center field. Burkhead waiting on the pitch. Rutherford winds and deals, and it's going to be a foul back and out of play into the parking lot, and the count goes full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Has gone the limit. Izzy Rutherford has to the Rams cleanup hitter, Terriana Burkhead. Runner on at first. Burkhead steps out, stretches a bit, now back in. Righty against righty. The payoff pitch is a strike called, and that'll end the ball game on strike 3 looking as Rutherford comes in to pitch the 7th to shut down the Rams here. Even though they threatened, they just could not get anything going, and they end up losing it here in this 7th inning. There were no runs. There was 1 hit, and there was 1 base runner left for Paoli. There were no errors committed by the Bulldogs. Your final today on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. It is Orleans 7, Paoli 4. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jeremy Payton, your Bedford Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Edward Jones and Jeremy Payton is a proud sponsor of high school sports on WUME. For all of your investment needs, call Jeremy Payton or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Looking for a reliable landline phone service you can trust? With Orange County Fiber, you'll get crystal clear phone service that's perfect for staying connected. Home or business, we've got plans that fit. Bundle with fiber service or home security monitoring and save every month. Count on the local service you already know and trust with Orange County Fiber. Visit us at www.myremc.coop or call 812-865-2229. Simple, dependable service made just for you.
Sleep better knowing your home is protected. Imagine rainstorms rolling in, and you at peace knowing your home is protected by the best in the business. Join hundreds of Indiana homeowners who trust Summer's seamless guttering. Your fully insured local experts in gutter installation, gutter cleaning, and gutter guard protection. Whether it's a new construction or time to replace your old leaky gutters, we have you covered. Our American-made seamless gutters are custom cut on-site, backed by multiple warranties for your peace of mind, installed by local experts who treat your home like their own. Love your home? Protect it properly. Choose Summer's seamless gutters today and enjoy peace of mind all year round. Contact us now because the best protection starts at the top. Don't let rain damage cost you thousands in repairs. For a free estimate on any gutter service, call 812-620-4762 today. That's 812-620-4762. Summer's Seamless Guttering, protecting Hoosier homes one gutter at a time.
Rams and Bulldogs go at it here at Patton Field, a game that was tight going into the bottom of the sixth, as it was just a one-run game, but the Orleans Bulldogs come up with two huge runs in that sixth inning, and they were able to come away and pull away with the win here by a score of 7-4 here this afternoon at Patton Field. Rams opened up. They ended up with two runs on two hits in the bottom of the first inning. The Bulldogs came back with two runs on one hit, but a couple of costly Ram errors to tie it up. Then the Bulldogs got the lead in that second inning when they scored two on three hits, leaving one runner on. And at that time, they led it by a score of 4-2. Bulldogs picked up one more run on one hit in the fourth inning of play, and they had the lead out there at 5-2. But Paoli answers back as they come in that sixth inning, pick up two runs on two hits, leave one base runner on, and that cut the lead down to 5-4. As we mentioned, the Bulldogs come up in that sixth inning, and it all started with two outs after the Rams got the leadoff hitter and the second hitter, Owens and Mahan. Two back-to-back doubles by Rutherford and Chelsea Ralph, and then Olivia Ralph got on with an error, and that's all that the Dogs needed to push a run across the plate as they picked up two more runs in that inning on just two base hits, and that proved to be the difference here this afternoon. The Bulldogs win it. They improved to 4-5 on the year, 1-2 in conference play. The Rams fall to 1-5 and 0-2 in PLAC play as the Bulldogs are victorious by a score of 7-4. We'll have more from Patton Field. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Springer Insurance is proud to support our Paoli Rams as they work toward a successful season. The hard work that goes into training and preparation is something we truly value. Mark, Daniel, Thomas, and Greg will work with our team at Indiana Farmers Insurance to find the best coverage for your home, auto, farm, or business. Visit us at Springer Insurance in Orleans or call 812-865-3133. We love taking care of customers as much as we love our Rams. Go Rams!
Are you ready to see the world with clarity and style? Look no further than InFocus Eye Care on West Hospital Road in Paoli. At InFocus Eye Care, they offer comprehensive eye exams, a wide selection of fashionable eyewear, and the latest in contact lens technology. Their expert team is dedicated to providing personalized eye care for the entire family. Call 812-723-4752 and schedule your appointment. Now, open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. InFocus Eye Care, where your vision is their focus.
Once upon a time, you spent your money on candy and video games. Now, you're trying to save up for that new thing you just gotta have. Level up your money game. Ask your parents to help you open a smart spending account at Hoosier Hills Credit Union. It has all those cool things like your very own debit card, or transfer money easily to your friends. Also perks like no monthly fees and an app on your phone to manage your money. Smart money moves? Total main character energy. Hit up HoosierHills.com and get started. Federally insured by NCUA.
If you're retired or even thinking about retiring, you want someone to work as hard for your money as you have. Raymond James Financial Advisors Jamie Sullivan and Jenny Baker specialize in doing what's right for you in your retirement years and in educating you about your investments. If you'd like a fresh, objective, and thoughtful second opinion, contact Jenny or Jamie at 812-849-2670, located in Mitchell. Raymond James & Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange SIPC. Life well planned.
Win for the Orleans Bulldogs here at home tonight at Patton Field as they secure the victory by a score of 7-4 here tonight. For the Orleans Bulldogs, they had 7 runs on 8 hits. They committed 5 errors and leave 9 base runners on. For the Rams, 4 runs on 7 hits. They had 6 errors and they leave 6 base runners on here this afternoon. But again, the Bulldogs, you got to look back at that big 6th inning when the Rams had closed down this game to a 5-4 contest, come up with 2 big runs but 2 outs in the inning. Again, back-to-back doubles by Izzy Rutherford and Chelsea Ralph, the big hits, and that particular 6th inning to give that lead back out to a comfortable margin. And then Rutherford comes back in and closes down the Rams, even though they threatened in the 6th. And Paoli, though, unable to push a run across to get anything closer, and it ends up being a 7-4 win for the Orleans Bulldogs. So we mentioned the Bulldogs now 4-5 on the year, but most importantly pick up a big win in conference play at 1-2. Rams fall to 1-5 and 0-2 in PLAC play. We'll have more from Patton Field. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
Paoli Health and Living is a senior living community that's not like the others. It's rich in history, a community landmark, and a place to call home. Get the care you need and deserve with Paoli Health and Living rehabilitation programs. Be unstoppable and take the guesswork out of therapy with their unique and personalized programs. And for residents needing extra care, the long-term care program is equipped with an expert team of nurses and therapists, dietitians, and dedicated certified nursing assistants. Learn more about the services available to you at Paoli Health and Living. Call 812-723-2595.
Every day, children in our community enter the court systems because of abuse or neglect, and they need someone to speak up for them. That's where CASA comes in. Our volunteers stand beside them, making sure their voices are heard and their best interests come first. It's incredibly important work, and we need more people willing to make a difference. I'm Chrissy Evans, Orange County CASA Director. If you've ever wondered how you could help a child in a meaningful way, I'd love to talk with you. Call 812-723-2411.
Tired of slow internet and weak Wi-Fi? Get connected with Orange County Fiber, your local reliable fiber internet service. With powerful parental controls, device prioritization, and built-in cybersecurity, your whole family can browse, stream, and game with confidence. And that's not all. Some plans even include indoor and outdoor cameras or video doorbells for extra peace of mind. Call Orange County Fiber at 812-865-2229. Fast, safe, and smart internet for your home or business.
7-4 victory by the Bulldogs. Izzy Rutherford, the winning pitcher, goes 6 innings, gives up a total of 2 runs. She 5 hits, struck out 10, but the good news is she did not walk a batter or hit a batter. For Ella Owens, she went 1 inning, giving up 2 runs on 1 hit, struck out 1, and walked 1 base runner. For Jada Smith, the losing pitcher here this afternoon, 6 innings, gives up 7 runs on a total of 8 hits, struck out 5, walked 5, but hit 4 batters here today in the losing cause. But as you look at hitting, you always talk about when did it happen and what was the situation. Well, for the Bulldogs, it was Izzy Rutherford, Chelsea Ralph with those big back-to-back doubles with 2 outs in the 6th when the Rams had cut down that lead to 5-4, and they were able to get those 2 cushion runs and then go into the 7th inning and have Rutherford come in to shut down the Rams, and the Bulldogs end up with the victory here this afternoon by a score of 7-4. We'll come back to wrap things up from Patton Field. You're listening to Rams and Bulldogs softball on Mix 95.3.
In need of a financial checkup? Consider Whitfield Investments for comprehensive investment advice and wealth management services. As a passionate Paoli native, Wes Whitfield places the needs of his clients first as he works to grow a stronger, financially savvy community of investors, families, and individuals. Give Whitfield Investments a call today at 812-203-2545 to learn more about how Wes can help you stay on track with your goals, both now and in the future.
Need a quick bite or cold drink or fuel for the road? Head to Betty's Food and Fuel, right across from Walmart at 656 North Gospel Street in Paoli. We're locally owned and operated and open Monday through Saturdays from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sundays from 6 to 10 p.m. Enjoy competitive gas, daily food specials, a hot deli, fresh wraps, salads, and cold sandwiches. Need an ATM or lottery ticket? We have both. Find us on Facebook at Betty's Food and Fuel. For questions, call 812-203-0227. Betty's Food and Fuel, the one-stop shop.
Bulldogs pick up their fourth win of the season. They've got a tough schedule here. They got 3 games in a row. Of course, last night losing that tough one at Mitchell 5-4, but bounced back with a 7-4 win here tonight. They're back in action tomorrow. They'll head down to Ramsey to take on the North Harrison Cougars. That'll be a 5:30 first pitch. So Bulldogs hope to get a little winning streak going here to close out this week heading into the weekend. Meanwhile, for the Paoli Rams, again, the Rams fall here this afternoon, and they drop to 1-5, 0-2 in conference play. For the Rams up next, they will be back in action as they will be having Tell City on Monday night, and that ball game will be at Paoli. So hopefully the Rams able to bounce back, taking on the Marksmen at home on Monday night. Again, that matchup with Tell City as the Rams look to hopefully get back on the winning track here after losing these 5 in a row and get some momentum going heading here in the latter part of April. Now our next broadcast for Rams softball will be coming your way a week from tonight as we will be at West Washington at Paoli, as we'll be at home for the Rams, another big conference matchup with the Senators. That'll be a 5 o'clock first pitch, and we invite you to join us for that game. That will be next Thursday. Now, our next broadcast will be boys baseball. Tomorrow night, we'll follow the Paoli Rams on the road to Sight-Singer Field as the Rams will have a conference matchup with the Mitchell Blue Jackets, 5 o'clock first pitch, and we'll be on the air with our pregame around 4:50. Here today, the Rams jump out to a 2-0 lead. The Bulldogs then tie it in the bottom of the first, get the lead up to 4-2 at the end of 2, stretch it out to a 5-2 lead at the end of 4. Rams, though, push 2 runs across in the 6th to cut it to 5-4. Then the Bulldogs, 2 big runs in the 6th with 2 outs for the margin of victory, 7-4 here this afternoon. As always, I want to thank all of our great sponsors for allowing us to bring you high school softball, not only this evening, but throughout the entire season. A big thank you as well to our engineer and producer back at the studio tonight. That's been Melissa Wall, and most of all, thanks to you for listening. I'm Dave Dedrick. Again, your final tonight from Patton Field on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. It was Orleans 7, Paoli 4. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to today's coverage of high school sports on Mix 95.3 WUME. Our baseball and softball coverage brought to you all season long by Team OC Youth Mentoring, Whitfield Investments, Buddy's Food and Fuel, by RP Lumber, Riley Oil, Springer Insurance, Cave and Cal Car Quarries, Orange County Casa, Hoosier Hills Credit Union, Hoosier Hardware, Paoli Health and Living Community, by Jeremy Payton, Edward Jones, Orange County REMC, and Orange County Fiber. In Focus Eye Care, Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, Springs Valley Bank and Trust Company, by Summers Seamless Guttering, and Orange County Community